technology rules the world, right? We should always be able to lean on someone. And that's what's important about bringing up our communities and making sure that everyone feels welcomed in those communities and everyone contribute, but then also everyone can kind of be able to reap the benefits of a strong community. My name is Felicia Hatcher. I'm an author and entrepreneur. So what inspired me to start Code Fever? There were a few things. So one, Miami startup ecosystem was just starting to sprout out.
The inspiration for Code Fever came about by going to other markets, experiencing South by Southwest, and looking at Miami and wanting to make it better. South Florida in general. And
I realized that the Black community was not included in any of the activity. They weren't in the audience, they weren't on the stages, but most importantly, they weren't getting any of the resources. And wanting to equip young people, African American and Caribbean young people here in South Florida, as well as their parents, with all the tools that they need to be active players in the innovation economy.
So after going and seeing how other cities were building up the technology employee base and helping startups grow, we decided that, hey, there's nothing like that in South Florida. We need to bring that back. So we created Code Fever.
So some of the programs and some of the key programs that we've created and sponsored in the community, so our Code Fever are hackathons that we do with young people that they get cash money, our coding boot camps that range anywhere from 2 weeks to 12 weeks. So we're different from a lot of organizations where we just don't teach them computer programming, because I think that's pointless, right? So we marriage computer programming training with business training, so that if you were a 13-year-old kid and you're building a platform, you also learn how to upload that to the marketplace and be able to make money.
What I learned in hackathon is how to code, but my 9th grade year of high school, I did marketing classes, so my partner took coding and I did the marketing.
You have to first learn how to actually make a website.
For example, there's HTML, that's the basic one, but now they're coming up with Python language.
What codes to use.
And there's CSS, JavaScript.
We teach them ideation. We teach them about creating marketing plans, how to create their market segment, how to sell and pitch their ideas, financial analysis. So how do you come up with these numbers? What are your projections? How are you going to price your product? So all of those things that are necessary for a person to become a true entrepreneur, we try to instill in the youth as they go through the hackathon.
I won in first place and I was able to make $200 with my partner.
I heard about the hackathon through Teen Zone. There was flyers on it, and they always tell us oh, look at this. And so we decided to join. We learned how to pitch an idea correctly and how to basically market yourself and your brand.
We presented our, well, I can't really say because we got to patent it and we're actually going to take it to Nike.
My favorite aspect of technology is the platform people can get to say and speak out on certain topics.
I don't have internet at home, so some of the times I usually just go outdoors or I usually draw on paper.
Our hope is for the youth to become technology professionals as well as to become startup founders and entrepreneurs.
I have really big hopes for them, right? So one is to see a ton of them pursue STEM careers.
To give back to the community as well as to just create wealth for themselves and the economy of South Florida.
But I do also want and expect to see more businesses that are opened by Black and brown people that happen to stay here in South Florida, and truly letting these kids' imaginations run wild and solve some of the biggest problems that we have when they understand that they have the power to do that, and then they're equipped with the skills, the resources, and the people around them to support them to do that.